This is a download from BFM 89.9, the business station.
Good morning. This is Open for Business on Enterprise, and I'm Lim Soon Heng. My guests this morning are Mark Chua, Executive Director, and Sarjit Singh, Director of Max Textile Corporation, a company that operates in the textile and garment industry. Welcome, guys.
Yes, hi.
Hi, Soon Heng.
Tell me a bit about the history of this business of yours, which started in the 1980s.
Okay, basically we started. It was actually my family business. So we started as an OEM factory in Badua, Johor since the mid 1980s.
Started by your father, right?
That's right.
Because you're way too young to have started this business.
Right. I was barely running around back then.
Okay.
Right.
And this was at that point in time a sole proprietorship. What does that mean?
It was tough. It was certainly tough in the way we started very small. I could barely remember witnessing my father, because we started as a trader. So I could still remember him going out meeting clients, because he was doing it part-time in the first place. So he was a headmaster. So he went out to meet a client in the afternoon after school. So he was getting orders back, and then he had to source it out. So a lot of work were done home-based. So before we eventually had a factory.
So as a trader, he was trading in also garments.
That's right.
So he would get the garments from overseas and then sell them locally.
Mostly locals at that point of time, because Batu Pahat itself was a booming textile industrial hub for the region. So there were a lot of suppliers, there were a lot of knitting manufacturers, all there.
So what are you doing now? What does the company do?
Currently, we have actually reduced a lot in our OEM manufacturing area, or rather, we have been focusing on the promotional apparel, or rather, below the line marketing apparel area.
So when you talk about OEM, and you said you were doing garment, and these are all knit T-shirts.
That's right. Ranging from be it your company T-shirt, your corporate identity, your promotional giveaways, your hotel uniforms, or even for your company trip, your company annual dinners, apparel of all sorts that allow your staff, your employees to bring the best out of your identity on what they wear.
Well, I went to your website and I noticed that they're only tops. You don't do any other kind of garment. You don't do shorts or anything like that, do you?
We do. Oh. In fact, it's just that our core business has always been focusing on knitwear, knit items, and so that will mostly be tops.
At this point, you are selling your stuff mostly to corporations for their below the line marketing. And also you do OEM for some big companies.
That's right.
Yeah. How did a sole proprietorship distributing or selling what you got from other makers of garments to becoming where you are now? It's like I understand you sell to Singapore, you sell to Brunei. How did that happen?
In fact, how we went through all this is, especially when I went on board, when I came into the business back in the year 2006. So we actually initiated a direction and strategic change as such, because back then we were always OEM in the factory in Johor up to year 2006, and that is when I came on board that we decided that we cannot be just sitting there and wait for the orders to come. We cannot be relying on the old customers that we used to have, but or rather we need to start stepping up, doing some sales activities on our own, doing marketing on our own, and instead of waiting for customers to find us, we need to start reaching out.
So that's when you started doing the below the line marketing T-shirts.
Exactly, it was about the same time.
What's tough about being an OEM?
So many. All right. Okay. I think a couple of things. Number one is the part about having control, because OEM is always about what people tell you to do. So you basically just produce exactly as per what the specification says. You don't get much choice in even giving your own proposal, even giving your own suggestion. Maybe even you know the product better than your clients do, but you can't say anything. So and number two, of course, we will have no chance to develop our own product. So because we are always developing product for others, so we and as a result of it, we are always at the lower end of the bargain. So it's always what people say, we have to listen, and of course most importantly, payment terms,
which are not in your favor.
Yes. For
90 days.
For example, I could still remember back in the mid-90s, I've actually followed my father once out to collect some payment from a customer. And I personally witnessed how long that he has to wait in the client's office. We actually waited there for close to 4-5 hours just to collect a single check.
They won't even mail it to you, no direct deposit then?
No. It just wasn't the business culture back then,
I think there are lots of challenges being in the manufacturing industry. One of which is, of course, finding people to work.
Yes.
Do you have to employ lots of foreign labor?
We do employ some foreign laborers, but of course this is a growing trend, and that we also face the same issue. Especially with being focused in the promotional industry these days, the main challenge that we face is that the orders that we receive are very seasonal. So when the times are good, when it's the peak months of the year, so we have so much order that our factory couldn't cope. So when it's the low peak of the year, when it's the low season of the year, we may have more factory workers than the orders that we have received.
So how do you manage that?
Yeah, so which is why because of those challenges that we are facing, we are actually moving towards to develop our own product at the same time, so that when our factory is free, so we could actually use up those capacity to produce our own product. So when the times are good, at the same time we're doing the custom made orders, we could also sell those products that we have already made.
Like I was asking just now, you sell products to Singapore, to Brunei, to Indonesia.
Right.
How did you get into those markets?
Currently, all of those are through our dealers and distributors.
They are the ones that kind of send the orders to you?
Yes. Mostly through our web marketing effort. Yes, a lot of them actually found us through our website. Yeah.
Are you responsible for I know that you are a graduate in IT.
Right.
So before when your father was running this whole thing,
yes.
How strong was your web presence compared to what it is now?
Before I came here to the business, there was absolutely no web presence.
And now?
Now yes. Now not only we have a very strong website, and we also have we also have a lot of web related marketing activities and campaigns going on. And we are also very strong on the what you call Google search engine optimization.
I'm talking to Mark Chua and Sanjit Singh, the director of Max Textile Corporation. Coming up, we'll find out how the company went from being solely a manufacturer and designer of other brands to becoming an original brand manufacturer. And this is Open for Business on BFM 89.9, the business station.
Bring forth money. BFM 89.9.
This is Open for Business, and I'm Lim Soon Hing. This morning, I've been talking to Mark Chua, Executive Director, and Sarjit Singh, Director of Max Textile Corporation, about the birth and growth of their company. Initially, it was a contract manufacturer, but since has taken steps to be an original brand manufacturer, meaning that it has its own brand. Now, what does it mean to say that your company will become an original brand manufacturer as opposed to an OEM? What steps do you need to take?
I think looking at how Mark and the family started the business, we realized that doing OEMs, we are nobodies. Nobody knows us. So to come out, we had to start a brand. So coming next year, we're coming out with a new brand, and we are very excited about it. And how we look at it as people are looking for brands now.
But you're a manufacturer, so the idea of a manufacturer is to manufacture, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So why do you need to have your own brand, though?
Well, in line with all the challenge that we are currently faced as a local manufacturer in Malaysia, in terms of human resource challenge, in terms of competition challenge that we have to face China, Bangladesh. So what we firmly believe is that at the end of the day, the only way out for us to move forward is to have our own product, is to have our own design, and to have our own brand. So that ultimately, when we could no longer manufacture ourselves in Malaysia, because that day will come for sure, but then we will still have our own product that we call our own, that we could still sell it out to the market.
mean, being an OEM manufacturer, do the things you produce at the end of the day become just commodities, and therefore price becomes the only thing that you differentiate yourself? So because of that, you have to move out of that.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
true. That's true.
okay. Now, so but there are also challenges moving up the value chain.
Well, challenges is always there. So that's why we look into how we want to brand our product. So we always focus, because we are a very focused company. We are just doing T-shirts and apparels. And our main core is basically that we emphasize is the quality of the product. Okay, we are more focused on in our product, and that's how we get it out to the marketplace.
At this point, it's not out in the marketplace yet. So when you say when you do your own brand, and what you mean also is that at the end of the day, if I were a shopper, I can walk into a store and I will see something that has your brand on it on the racks.
Well, that's our ultimate goal, to get it out in the retail shop. So currently now, what we're going to do is we are going to sell the brand to our existing agents and our existing clients. So what they need is looking at the industry. Most of the T-shirts are made by a lot of companies. So to just to just get us different from the rest, we are making it more with quality, and also we're looking at branding issues.
And if I may, and ultimately we are not just looking at producing quality product, because on top of that we emphasize that we want things that are designed by Malaysians and produced by Malaysians. So we want to build a brand that belongs to Malaysian itself, because when you go overseas, when you go to a country like Taiwan, when you go to a country like Thailand or even China and all that, then you will see they have their own anchor local brands which all their local citizens will support for. But you don't see that in Malaysia, and that is exactly what we aspire to achieve one day, to create something that not only Malaysia would accept but be proud of.
So this will be a brand that is Malaysian made, Malaysian designed,
That's right.
and starting with the Malaysian market, but with the idea of going global.
Precisely, because we believe that at the end of the day, a lot of people, a lot of SMEs in Malaysia have always been talking about going export. But our belief is doing export is not just you buy from China and then you trade and you sell it out to European countries also. It's not. At the end of the day, it's very, very important for us to have our own product that are uniquely ours, that are different from what people can get from China. Then only we could step up to the international platform to compete with the rest out there. Because the foreign buyers would not be buying from us in Malaysia if they could get the same thing at a cheaper price from China.
Is this the natural growth of contract manufacturers?
Not all.
Not all.
Yes.
Not all. It depends on whether your company wants to take the challenge to grow. Some people are just happy to be just OEMs. You know, what they get is what they earn. But I think what we see, because me and Mark, we have been together for about 6 years. We share the same vision, how we want to build the brand. So that's how we see, that's how we work together on that part of it.
In marketing this new brand of yours, so you will be using to first sell out. You have to go to the dealers that you're working with to kind of get your products out onto the marketplace. What other things did you need to do? For instance, what do you have to do to kind of come up with the name of your product, your logo, what have you done? What have you done about that so far?
We have designed the logo, and we have already trademarked the logo. In fact, so the logo is already done. But then we did spend we did spend a lot of time in coming out with the entire concept and the design of the logo itself, because just like what I mentioned just now, in order for this brand to be accepted by people, it needs to have a logo that have a strong impact to start with.
What did you have to do? What kind of research did you have to do to come up with this and the logo, the name?
Okay, I've been doing the sales for quite a bit, and what I find that the corporate companies always want is packaging, proper packaging, and currently now most of them are done in a plastic bag, and we just carry it up to their place, and then they find that I got no storage. because plastic bag you can't even store too high. So what we did,
It slip.
yeah, it slips.
Yes,
So what
yes.
we did, we came up with a solution of the problem is we got our own boxes where you can stack it up, and we got our own plastic bag covers for our t-shirts, which is actually more environment based, and that's why we found the problem, and we are just solving the problem for the corporate companies.
Now, I know you have not mentioned the name of your product, but how did you go about saying, okay, we will name it this or that?
Okay, and also you're looking about product names. Actually, the name of the product it's called Freestyle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Freestyle. Why Freestyle is because we're looking at the younger generation, more urbanite, and we find that these people are the one who's actually buying into these t-shirts and promotional apparels, and we are trying to actually close the gap of promotional apparels and fashion into it. So our new product range are actually more fashionable than what you have now currently.
And what kind of line would be like, you say urban wear, sports wear, casual wear? What area are you working into?
It will be more urban, casual related, casual but smart at the same time. So there's always an option for corporate companies who want to use it for promotional use to be in print with their logos on it.
Beyond coming up with your own brand, what are your growth plans?
We believe that ultimately, to even talk about growth, we always look at product first, because we think product is the fundamental of all companies' growth. So what we have been putting a lot of emphasis on is the R&D of our products. So we constantly come up with new design, not just new design, or perhaps even new apparel materials and as such, that things that are currently not available out there in the market. So through a lot of incentive R&D, we could work towards developing our own product that is uniquely ours, that's different from the rest of competitors out there in the market, so that we could move towards one day, if client likes our product, client likes us not because we are the lowest price, client likes us not because they are close to us personally, not because of relationship, but because our product is simply good enough than the rest of the competitors.
How, as a person who was trained as an IT, in IT, and you in retail, how do you get designs that are really good and will have this premium? What do you do to, what kind of expertise do you guys bring, or do you bring into your company so that you can have good designs?
I think it's a matter of passion, because I've always have a passion, as much as I was from the IT background, but I've always have a passion in design, and particularly fashion design. So it has become a personal hobby of mine to actually go out there in the shopping malls to do window shopping, but at the same time doing a little bit of research.
He comes to the office and he say, "Hey, look!" He takes pictures of certain nice products in the shopping mall and say, "I think we can do this. This looks good." So we actually do some R&D and asking his dad to try it out. And we try it out, and it looks good.
No wonder the shopping malls now have all these signs about do
no
not
camera.
take photographs. Yeah.
We do gain a lot of inspirations from our day to day, shopping, from even just by meeting people, seeing what people wear. We believe that inspiration comes from every part of our daily life.
Do you have your designers, people who graduate from fashion school that in your company?
We do. We do. We do have full-time designers now in our company. So when we meet corporate client, so instead of asking them what they want, what the corporate client want, asking them for design, and we will just give them a quotation, we actually try to find out what the client needs are, what their corporate identity are, and based on those information that we get, we actually have our own in-house designer to come up with apparel proposals for them that would hopefully meet their promotional needs.
So it's no longer waiting for the customer to tell you exactly what they want. You are going up, pitching to them.
Yes.
Providing a service also.
Right. We always believe in being proactive.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mark Chua, Executive Director, and Sarajit Singh, Director of Max Textile Corporation. Check out the polo t-shirt you're wearing. It might be something that's made by their company.
Yeah.
And this is Open for Business, and I'm Lim Soon Heng on BFM 89.9, the business station.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. To find more great interviews, go to bfm.my or find us on iTunes. BFM 89.9, the business station.